Hello, how are you doing today? My name is Carl Early with the Sacramento Fire Department. What we're going to demonstrate today is the uses of the Scott 2 RIC Pack. Also talking about the contents within the pack. First of all, the pack itself contains a 60-minute cylinder, and we have very amounts of pockets. This outside pocket here that can be reached with structured gloves on fairly easily is a tool cache pouch. Recommend wire cutters and a flashlight if you like, or 2 sets of wire cutters works really well in this pouch here. At the very end, you can see that the stem of the bottle is exposed. This is where we turn the RIC Pack on and off. Also, you can see it's exposed is the pressure reducer. There is no low air alarm system in this RIC Pack. Nothing is built in for low air alarms. No vibral alerts work, there's no HUD, and we'll go into that a little bit later. On the other side, after the first stage regulator, you can see that there's also a high pressure hose for the RIC UAC, and we'll talk about that in just a second. When you insert this bottle, you got to make sure that this Fast-Tech buckle is cinched down with a half hitch in it, so it doesn't loosen up throughout your evolution of taking care of the downed firefighter. That way the bottle stays harnessed inside the pack. We talked about the tool pouch. On this pouch here, what we have is the high pressure RIC UAC. RIC UAC, Rapid Intervention Crew Universal Air Connection. All packs manufactured after year 2002, NFPA 1981 states that you must have a RIC UAC connection. It can be a Scott pack, MSA pack, an ISI pack. It doesn't matter. There has to be a RIC UAC within 4 inches of the valve stem of the downed firefighter's pack. That's a new standard from 2002. So the RIC UAC is a transfill. It's a high pressure braided hose used to transfill to the downed firefighter, and we'll demonstrate that evolution. Problems with the RIC UAC. When the RIC UAC and the downed firefighter's pack, those caps come off, dirt gets in them, drywall debris gets in there, that RIC UAC can become impacted. So when you make this connection to the downed firefighter, if there's any type of air leak whatsoever through the RIC UAC, discontinue the use. If you do have a successful transfill, you're just transfilling a bottle, you won't fill it completely, it'll self-equalize. You must disconnect this, and we'll talk about that in the evolution as well. On the outside of the pouch is the RIC rescue tarp used for packaging. We'll talk about packaging in a different chapter with the RIC rescue tarp. And finally, the most important pouch probably, the seatbelt buckle, is a low pressure supply for the downed firefighter. The way we have this hooked up throughout the city and neighboring agencies as well, low pressure hose system through the EBSS connection, pre-connected to a spare RIC MMR, pre-connected to a preloaded face piece for the downed firefighter. Notice inside the face piece, the nose cup has been removed. This really facilitates something that we learned back in Indy, taking the nose cups out on the RIC masks. It's a lot easier to hook that downed firefighter air if he doesn't have a face piece on or his face piece has been compromised. If you don't need to use the face piece, simple evolution, just disconnect it. What we've seen in training is that if this is disconnected, when you open this pouch, someone kicks it, now you're searching around for it, and you're wasting time in a rapid intervention type of environment. So we really advocate keeping this thing preloaded, connected. Worst case scenario, I kick it out of the way, it's still attached to the hose, I can find the face piece pretty quickly. Along with the pack itself, when we talk about the 60-minute cylinder, we're talking about the various straps besides the pouches as well. We got a nice shoulder strap here that you can use to sling it over your shoulder. It works really well from taking it from the truck or the engine company or the rescue to the scene where your RIC staging is going to be. But the most important part about this one that works really well is just looping a leg through it, slinging it back. Now I still have a tool, I can search and move around. It's a hands-free situation. Just be careful, it could become entangled, but this is a nice, easy way to move the RIC pack inside the IDLH. Another way you can do that as well, it has a nice drag strap at the neck of the bottle. You can hook it up, hook it on a hand or whatever else, hook it on a foot, and away you go. Or you can hoist it aloft with this strap as well. RIC UAC comes in 2 different lengths in the city. We're still working with what works best for the city and for neighboring agencies as well. This pack here has a 10-foot long high pressure RIC UAC. It works well if you have to crawl through a hole or whatever else to hook that down firefighter air to do a transfill. What's cumbersome about this is once you do that transfill, what do you do next? So what we do advocate is disconnecting from the downed firefighter and just simply wrapping it around the pack itself. when you're done in use. And just tuck the tail in and you're good to go. The pack is still streamlined, less likely to get entangled. You're gonna spend way too much time in a blacked out, smoked out environment with structure gloves on, trying to stuff it or coil it back into the RIC Pack pouch. One of the biggest changes that we have done in the region, every single department in the region has done this. Metro, West Sac, Consumnes, Rockland, Roseville, Lincoln. We've made new hoses. What we have done is taken the EBSS, the Emergency Breathing Support System connection, basically our buddy breather that everybody should be familiar with, and put it on the end of the RIC Pack. This is a simple, easy connection that anybody can use if they're familiar with their own personal air pack, which they should be. Doesn't matter male, female, and it's easy to connect, it's easy to disconnect. People have asked, well, how do I tell from the downed firefighters EBSS to the RIC Pack EBSS? RIC Pack EBSS is connected to a low pressure, non-braided air supply. Our buddy breathing connection has a braided low pressure air supply. If you really need to know the difference, that's how you can tell them apart.